Adjunct Senior Fellow at Singapore's S. Rajaratnam School of International Studies. He joins us now from Bangkok. Really good to have you back with us, James. What's your reading over this visit by Xi Jinping to Saudi Arabia? Is it secretly a snub against the United States?
I don't think it's a snub. It's basically, in this summit, symbolism, pomp and circumstance is going to be as important as whatever agreements, particularly commercial and economic agreements that are signed. I think one has to keep in mind that whatever defense cooperation we've seen between China and Saudi Arabia, as you mentioned, drones, ballistic missiles, is because the United States was not willing to sell Saudi Arabia the kind of drones it wanted, or ballistic missiles. More fundamentally, the fact of the matter is that there is no replacement, and the Chinese themselves say that, there is no replacement for the United States as the regional security guarantor. So what this summit does, it gives Gulf states leverage to try and push the United States to commitment to regional security and actually formalize, push the United States to formalize it in some form or fashion.
And we know China has made significant inroads on the continent of Africa over the last decade or so. Do you think Beijing is looking to reach out to the Middle East as well? Could this be the start of greater diplomacy from China into that region?
I mean, obviously, both sides of the Chinese and the Arabs, the Saudis, are projecting this as a milestone event. It's not a milestone event. It's one of a regular series of high-level Chinese-Arab meetings. What makes this summit somewhat different is that it comes out on the back of tensions between Saudi Arabia and the United States, and potentially, by the way, tensions between the United States and the United Arab Emirates. And therefore, both parties are seeking to capitalize on that.
And just finally, James, because as you say, tensions between the United States and some of its partners in the Middle East, as well as China, are on the rise here. Should Washington be worried by China's continued overtures in regions where the US is traditionally dominant? I'm thinking not only the Middle East, but we've seen China make inroads in the South Pacific as well.
Well, I think one has to differentiate between what happens in East Asia or in the South Pacific and what happens in the Middle East. The difference is China wants the United States out of the Pacific, certainly out of the eastern part of the Pacific. It does not want the United States out of the Middle East. And the United States has specific concerns about Chinese involvement in the Middle East, but not about the involvement as such. And so those specific concerns go to, for example, issues like technology, where the Americans, that is a major battlefield between the United States and China. And of course, on political issues, where the Saudis in the Middle East have been very supportive of China and less supportive of the United States. For example, on the issue of the Uyghurs and Turkic Muslims in the northwestern Chinese province of Xinjiang, or the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Okay, James Dorsey, really great to get your analysis always. Thanks again for joining us.